war that we're fighting now. And you fall and you run when you see my big guns. Run around, run away as the rifle comes out. There you go, call on me. When you call me, I come. And then you go again. With your deaf ears, open your mind to the sound of the trumpet. What do you want from a life of the hopeless? Now that you want, you're begging and crying. I want to fly, yeah, I'm flying to morning. Running away to the land.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I hope everyone is having an amazing Monday and y'all are ready to get into this episode. Now, I just want to start out here. Some people are offended by my video, by my short, because I said he was dead as a doornail laying in a fruit salad. But listen, it was a fruit cart. There were apples, there were grapes, there were bananas. There was all manner of fruit around him. I said what I said. I meant what I said. That's what it gave to me. I don't know why there was this comic hilarity in that moment. After my initial shock and awe, when I went back and rewatched, I laughed out loud. Tyra, how are you? And how do you feel about it? Does that offend you? Does that offend you?
Well, I'm the last person to be offended by that. I did not though. Like I didn't go back and watch the second time. I didn't need to see it again. I was flabbergasted. Like I was genuinely, it takes a lot to surprise me any damn where. I felt like something was gonna happen, but that and this person, no. I was like, why? No. All he ever did was take care of Oscar's little bummy ass. I was really, really in shock, and I give them that. Gilded, I did not expect y'all to come through with that, but the way it did come through all quickly, I could see the hilariosity that you saw in it. But in the moment, and still now, because maybe I haven't watched it back, I was genuinely clutching my pearls in my chest.
It was. You guys, we watched it in the collective Discord. We watch it every single Sunday night. If you're not a part of the Discord, do yourself a favor and join us over there. QR code right above me. If you want to be a part of a loving community, we're family over there for the most part, and it's a fun and safe time. But we do watch Gilded Age every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Y'all, we're going to get right into it. I'm not going to belabor the point. Listen, Julian Fellowes does take people out, right? Like, I watched Downton. I remember Matthew. I remember the sister. I remember the things that happened over there. However, the death we got last season with Mr. Forte was, we knew it. You know what I mean? We had time to plan for it. He got his diagnosis. Even though it happened like that, we got time to sit with it. This was like, all right, see you next to Hillary Banks. Will you marry
me?
It was over. Like, what the?
What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry, y'all. This is how my mind works. I really thought Trevor in that moment. I was like, damn, we are getting on big business. Like, I'm thinking we're about to make moves. And damn. It was very much Florida, Evans. Oscar's not going to know what to do with it.
What you got? Ashley, oh my God, Ashley, girl, why you got him laid out like... Oh God. You could have picked any photo. Okay.
I just want to know. Tyra.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all see the apples. Y'all see it was a fruit cart. It was a fruit bowl, tramp. Tyra, overall thoughts of the episode, and how does it compare to the rest of the season so far?
Why would you put this? Okay.
Just summed it up.
This was amazing. This is a great episode. I will continue to stand by what I said. Some gas was put in the tank for season 3. Like, this is taking us back because I can't remember his name, but the gentleman who took himself out that first season, that was still that was also something that was expected, and you could like feel it, but it was still like really impactful. And even with, like you said, old Luca passing away, we knew that that was coming. We was hoping that she was going to get a little bit more time, but there's always like a sense of feeling when a real like big death is going to happen in this show. Not in like a predictable way to where it's just bad, but it's just expected. I did not expect this at all. And in that scene, like I felt like some type of tension, but you couldn't tell me that it wasn't coming towards Oscar. I was like, what is about to happen to Oscar? You try to help this heifer onto this train and it has backfired. And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, what did he ever do to deserve? I mean, it just opens so many questions immediately because I'm like, this cannot be something accidental. Like, this is something backfiring. I feel like it's connected to Oscar. I just really don't know. I don't see a random have a fruit bowl tramp. I don't see a random fruit ninja cart, going astray and running this man over to death in the street. I just don't. But the episode was really, really great. Every single episode gets increasingly better, and I feel like that this season is just being executed in a really brilliant way.
It is. And speaking of execution in a proper way, they have just been renewed. It was announced today for a season 4. So go Gilded Age season 4. I can't wait to see what they have up their sleeve. They've outdone themselves this season, although the pace was extra last night. I said, "Oh, you have ground to cover," because the way it was boom, 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 boom. Narratively speaking, we jumped across the playing field. This was probably like 2 times the speed of a normal The Gilded Age episode, and so I said, "Oh, they have a plan. Like they're trying to really get us somewhere in these next 2 episodes." Really enjoyed the momentum of it all, and we covered a lot of bases. And you know how I feel, Tyra, when we get to push the story forward. I like that. I hate stagnation. Like to move it forward. But let's start over here. If you guys are new here and this is your first time in a live discussion, please don't take offense, y'all. It is what it is. I say what I say. Tyra gonna say what she says, but it's all done in love. And so first we will go through the characters and their arcs up to this point, and then we'll kind of flesh out what happened in the episode. Let's start here with Miss Peggy Scott, Tyra. Now, Peggy, I guess, listen, she's like, I'm not one of them. But also, in the same turn, Mr. Kirkland, it's time for me to tell you everything. And of course, after a conversation with Marian, which I have a slide for all of that going forward, she wants to make this move. She also has just gotten back from her trip to write the article, and she has new vigor and new inspiration, so much so that she's planning a suffrage meeting when Dr. Kirkland wants to ensure that his mother will be in attendance. Now, with all that said, I'm going to give it up to Miss Scott and her character because finally, I'm seeing movement. We knew she was writing. We knew she was kind of slowly dealing with her book, but the sickness came. She was kind of put on ice. Everything that's been happening to her has just been doing that to me, happening to her. This was kind of the first episode where I saw her stand on her own 2 feet and be like, no, this is not what we're doing. Like, I like the doctor. It's cute and everything, but if his mama can't get around my color, my politics, all of these things, we might have to figure something out. I love that for Miss Scott. Tyra, what did you think of her this episode? And what do you think of her character up until this point?
Girl, it's getting good. Peggy is getting good. And it's crazy to be on the 3rd season. It really feels like we're meeting her now. Like beyond just the family, because we harbored so much on what happened in the past and just kind of getting here. And now that we're finally here, it's like, oh, hey, Peggy. Hey, girl, it's nice to finally meet you, which is crazy because you've spent, a lot of time with her. I like where her character's going. Mm-hmm. What I'm going to say is, y'all know what I was waiting on. I was like, I like, a man who's still in a little business, and I need Dr. Kirkland to prove a little bit to me. I was like, you know what? You looking kind of cute, Dr. Kirkland. I like how you riding all about Miss Peggy. Like, I feel like he is taking things really slow, where we know what to expect with her stance in life, in her, marriage, work. Like, we know what to expect from Peggy there. The thing that's up in the air with her is romantically and where this is. And I was like, Peggy, girl, this is your confessions. This is your Usher moment. I really don't care. I love how you said, they don't even matter, baby girl. Sign right here. Sign your name right here. They don't even matter, baby girl. I'm trying to look into the future. I don't care what happened in the past. I still wanted her to get everything out because I don't want to leave chance for, well, okay, well, now that's different. You didn't tell me that. I did want her to say it, but I did like him standing on. I really could care less what happened in your past. I think it shows how progressive they both have the potential to be and why he's so interested in her because I'm not that man. I'm a man of the future and I don't live by those values. So I can care less. I think those things are really, really good. As far as Peggy, I'm here for Peggy. I love that she acknowledged that, you know what, I probably shouldn't have even taken this story and any of that. I really need to keep my distance. And moving forward with your mother and you, I do have things to consider as much as I may like you. I gotta consider Felicia Rashad. I gotta consider Claire Huxtable because there's a whole lot at stake beyond us just enjoying each other's company and getting married. I'm gonna marry your mama. And I don't know if I want to marry your mama.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not just him; it's going to be his entire family. And of course, I have a slide specifically for their conversation because he said, "I don't want to know. If you're playing games, keep it on the low. I do. I don't. I don't want to know. I don't at this point. And you need to know because your mama gonna hire a detective. I don't trust Mama Kirkland as far as I can throw her. Easing on down the road to Ada. Child, Ada got a reality check this episode. And of course, I have a slide specifically for that. But Ada is just devolving to me. Like, she came with one sage piece of advice, and that was to Marian, which was talk to that man before you make any rash decisions, right? But outside of that, it's like, girl, like, it took you this long to figure out. It took you how many trips to the necromancer to figure this out, Ada? I really want her to find herself, and I want her to find herself next episode. I don't have too much more patience with Ada, Tyra. And of course, we know Mother Agnes is like, I told you all along. I knew it all along. Like, I know everything. I'm right about everything. Ada, I just want her to come into her own. And we, like I said, we see glimmers, right? We see like pieces, but it still never quite lands. Is there hope for Ada, Tyra? And what do you think of where she's at now and where she's going to go from here?
Girl, do I care for the hope? It is the question. At this point, Agnes, get the money before she throws it in the street. Like, I'm just worried. I'm concerned. The behavior has been alarming. I I've been trying. I was hoping that we wouldn't have to do the rope a dope with the woman because we knew what that was. I was just hoping that it would give her the validation that she needed to move forward, even if the lady was a crock and it was all fake. The fact that it had to unravel in that way is just like, oh, Ada, sweetie pie, sugar, hide the money, hide the breakables, hide your valuables because Ada's in the room. I want so much for Ada. She has so much potential, and it's just kind of dwindled here. But that goes for her and Agnes, in my opinion. It's just different from the direction I thought we were taking. And then in this episode, which I'm sure we'll get to, where she decided to kind of stand up with Jack, it's like we could
Mm.
stand up there, but we couldn't stand up in this way. Ada, I need you to come on around the corner, doll. Love, beloved, come on around. There's there's something waiting for you. We can prosper in so many ways. I would just say, I never was standing on Luca in the marriage and love affair that never was. Like, girl, we knew that man for 5 minutes. I was waiting for it to be over because I was like, this needs to last. This grieving needs to last just as long as the courtship and the time that we
Tyra,
got to stay with him. Okay, it just needs to be over with. Let's get beyond that and get into, okay, the power dynamic shifting in the house and this new version of Ada. We've been, donning black and grieving this entire season. I did not expect that from that 5 minute love affair. Ma'am, please let it go. She act like that man. She was married to that man for decades. I'm sorry to this woman, okay? But let it go so we can move on. The fact that we have lingered in that mess for this long, it bothers me.
Tyra, imagine living 60 years. Okay. I just want you to take yourself outside yourself and go here with me, okay, for a moment. Take a little trip with me. Take a journey. You are a 60-year-old woman back in the 1800s where that was unheard of. You are a complete and utter spinster. You have no prospects, no future. And this man comes into your life, this good man, Savannah, this man who does right by his congregation and his flock, and he got a little side bag that you didn't even know about, but he loves on you, he courts you properly, he marries you, wipes you, blows your back out. You've never had a back blown, Tyra. You've never had your back blown. He does all of those things, and we turn around, we wake up a couple days later, and he's dying. Then he dies, right? And he leaves her a bag. Even more reason to cherish his loss, because damn, he loved me that much that he left this to me. I think we have to just wrap our head around the idea that Ada, ain't nobody ever loved Ada, okay? Until Mr. Forte. And that loss is significant. And then also, I think it's not just grieving him, but grieving the fact and idea that she'll never be loved in that way again, at least not in her mind. No, I'm going by Cynthia Nixon's age. Isn't she 60 in real life? Tyra, how old is lady? You know. Miranda, how old is Miranda? She's 60?
I know if Miranda isn't 60 already, she's close to it. You know, all the ladies and just like that are. I get all of that. I gathered it. You tell me, regardless of all of that, this lengthy wait in the projection of Ada's character, this is warranted from that little piece of relationship that we got. Because in my mind, I was like, you can't miss what you never had.
But she got it. She got a piece of it, Tyra, for a moment in time.
For 7 business days. Fine.
And that's why I was extending her a little bit grace. But I don't disagree with you in that it's dragging. And I don't like the idea that she's acting so delayed in it. I mean,
that's my issue, because the longer she drags, the longer the show drags with the story arc for her in Agnes. I just think it's done such a disservice when we could have been having a really good time with Ada, and like, oh my God, this is a different Ada. She looks like a fool.
I mean, I can't lie. Nelson, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. The Gilded Age is fire, and so are your reviews. Appreciate your insights and great rapport. Thank you for being here, Nelson. That means so much to us. We appreciate you. Wow. But now let's get over here to Agnes. They want me to hate her, Tyra. They want me to hate Agnes, because you have to be a demon from the depths, the 7th circle of hell, to not want Jack to come up. Like, it was like she said, is there a God? There can't be a God if he's got money. He's got more money. He can buy and pay for us twice. Oh God, I can't handle it. Agnes is a bitter beaver. And I hate that, because I like her character in general. I like I like the persnicketyness. I like the fact that she's of a certain time and ilk. I like all that. But with Jack, that pissed me off, Tyra. I don't hate her yet, but I'm this close. Where are you at with Agnes up to this point?
Girl, she over there with Armstrong adjacent. Let me tell you, I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way you talk. I hate that you came into this money. I hate it. Like, who footsman wear? This is my thing. Like, we could be so far with Agnes if we were further with Ada. And we weren't all perplexed over the thought of lost funds and what once was and the house dynamics. We could be getting somewhere. Like, she's stifled and stuck so much this season as a character. And as great as the season has been, it has done such a disservice to Agnes. Like, Agnes is a really great character. And I don't understand why she needed to be set and disgruntled for however many episodes now. Like, her character in her, it's just been very one note. It's just been very the same. It's not increasing. It's not driving her to, I thought we were going to get to, I'm going to go mad. Let me figure out my purpose. Because now I feel like I don't have one. And if my purpose is to be set under spinster Ada, me the sister, I think not. Let me figure it out. No, it's just been, girl, how upset she was just at the thought of Jack getting, not even getting some money, the amount of money. She said, well, I be damned. Ugh. Like, girl, she almost fainted twice and woke up again. It was just too much. Girl, her pearls are too tight around her neck. She got the gout, that girdle, everything's just tight on her. The Brazil, everything. I just need something. I love Agnes, and I just hate that I'm not loving it as much. I just see the potential of where we could have been with them, even if we were setting up Oscar from what it looks like, and it better not be for him to inherit that fine man's funds.
You already know. We're gonna get to that. Last slide.
Even with that, we haven't seen Agnes suffer because we don't have any money. Because I thought, I got giggity when they lost that money the first. I was like, oh, all right, we get you. They gave it to them, immediately, whether it was her or Ada or whatever. You haven't suffered in a way, lifestyle wise.
Yeah.
I just don't know where we're going right now for me to be like, I can't wait to see what happens with Agnes. Nothing has happened so far.
Nothing. And I just want more. I do. I know she's capable of more. I love Christine Baranski. Love her down. A great talent. So I just need more. Thank you, Chuck, for the $5 super chat. Agnes, a certain shade of gray or white. Okay. Don't throw her away and don't do it with CJ neither. Okay. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Easing on down the road. Now we have Miss Brooke. Miss Brooke is out of control. I said because I know, and maybe the show was already done before we started giving commentary. I'm sure, so they didn't hear our notes about her being a dullard this season. But this is not what I wanted. I don't want a hysterical, irrational, Miss Brooke. It's so silly to me. So here's the thing, Miss Brooke. You knew last summer in Newport that Larry was slinging dingaling all over Newport with the widow. You knew that, right? So what is the big deal if he's at the Hoe House the night before? And again, my thing is, we're not even going to have a conversation. She moved so hastily. And not only did she move hastily as far as with the letter at the end of it all, but you went and told Agnes. I could understand Ada because that's your girl in a bag of pearls, but you went and aired it out to everybody. You going around like Aiden was on it just like that, asking the neighbors, you're asking Oscar, you're asking Jack. Jack said, leave me out of it. I made it out of there by the skin of my teeth, lady. Miss Brooke has got to be stopped. It must run in the bloodline. She got that Ada spirit now. I don't know what happened to her character or what they're trying to do or where they're trying to go with her. But if this is it, I hate it. Back to the drawing board. I'll take Miss Brooke season 1 over this. Miss Brooke, any day of the week, Tyra. What are your thoughts?
Dramatic, girl. So dramatic. I don't know if they're trying to conjure up their Gone with the Wind spirit this season, but it's very that girl. You remember that scene from Hocus Pocus when they thought the sun was gonna come up? She's like, Maddie, take me to the window. I wish to say goodbye. Like, oh my God, girl.
It was definitely
Snow
my
White.
smelling salts. It was definitely, yeah.
Oh God, I just can't. Oh, it's if at one point in time Larry was putting on this air about who he was and his exploits, and she had no clue, I would give her a little grace. She knows. You knew. Maybe she thought like, well, since you're by my side now and it's whatever, those things are bygone. I don't have to worry about and you knew who Larry was. I just can't. And how like haste she was, like this couldn't wait. You can have a conversation. What do you lose having a conversation, Mariam? You ain't doing nothing. If it was all of that, if Larry was all that, even though we know that he wasn't, and we knew that this wasn't going anywhere, if he was all of that, you would have warranted, you know what? I at least deserve, to have a conversation, have it out, hear him out.
Yeah.
Y'all were into that. For you to end it so abruptly as if it never mattered. I'm like, he was with the whores down at the women of ill repute and whatnot. Yeah, I need to debt this now and inform everybody of why. Marian, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but she is not any more interesting than she was this season, episode 1. It's just declining for me. I don't know. I will tell you this. If Marian got hit by that cart, I wouldn't have been mad. I would have been like, oh no, but it wouldn't have cut me as deep Shrek. I would have been cool.
Oh gosh. I just don't like from last week to this week, the demonstrations that we've seen with Miss Brooke is giving busybody. Now, and I hear you guys saying that she has a right to feel a way about Larry frequenting, the house of ill repute. And I concur. My thing is, let's be honest, Miss Brooke, you was willing to take off much more from other people. So to me, it feels like this polite affection was barely there. It makes me feel like you never really liked Larry like that. To call off an engagement while he's hundreds of miles away based on just what you've heard, hearsay, you don't know what happened, Oscar's trying to alleviate, and you run into your room and slam the door like a petulant child. It's not giving, Miss Brooke. It's not giving in this moment. And I think her character deserves more. I think we've seen better from Miss Brooke before. So hopefully they fix it and move on down the road. Oh my goodness, the Russells, honey. There's a stranger in my house because Mr. Russell said, I'm going to be at the hotel. He's at the hotel, and she has finally made it to London, to Sidmouth, I guess is the name of the Duke's estate. And she's there to cause a ruckus, and he's here trying to figure out how to find a bag. The Russells, to me, I could give a damn. I hope they divorce next episode. I really don't care about this relationship. I don't care to see a reconciliation. I don't care to see his full beard that connects ever kiss bug-eyed Bertha. I don't care to see it. Tyra, I'm really over them both as people at this point. Thoughts?
I shouldn't be shocked at this point. Like, just this is not the George Russell first season. This is not that Russell. Be careless with that wife, that marriage, them kids, because F Gladys and the horse she rode in on. The money's different. We need the money. We need the status. We work so hard for it. It's very careless now. There's always, maybe it's just been like a ticking time bomb. And I feel like it's been that since they arrived there with something to prove. And I can just buy my way into that. And there's nothing that my money can't fix. It is if you run out of it. It is if you lose it. And I think they've taken that mentality way, way too far. And now we're seeing the fruits of the labor and we're suffering for it. And he's sitting there with that gorgeous beard, with that chin out.
It is.
Acting like he's prepared to be set and let it all crash and burn. Oh, really? Oh, really? Have you thought this through? Good sir, kind sir, have you thought this through? Girl, Bertha, find time to roll up on Agnes and not Agnes, on Gladys and show her something. I mean, thank you, Bertha. Find time, Bertha. She should have been ashamed at how ill-equipped Gladys was for this journey and just life in general. I expect more from them, and I shouldn't have, because we're crashing, burning just as quickly as we got there. Sad.
Yeah. It's not delivering. And I get it. It's a period piece. We're doing all of that. I still expected her to go and show her complete ass out there. And to me, she didn't make a big enough stand. It was cute and it was quiet and it was reserved, girl. But you got enough coin to act a fool if you wanted to, all about your daughter. After all, she is the Duchess. I wanted to see more. I wanted it to give a little bit more, but I mean, hey, we get what we get and we don't throw a fit. Meanwhile, Gladys is over here, and I think ultimately, allegedly, she found her voice. Now, Tyra, I'm not sure of that. I don't know if this is going to be long lasting. It's very, very easy to find courage and screw it to the sticking place when you have backup. Baby, when you don't have backup and you with Sister Cersei and at her mercy in her land, in her home, with her staff, I just really, really feel like, Gladys, you in danger, girl. I really do. I really do, Tyra. I don't think that she has the mental fortitude to keep up with a Sister Cersei. Plus, I think Sister Cersei put that cat on her brother. I still think that is going to be the overarching thing. And I'm scared for Gladys, but I did like to see the chutzpah towards the end. I said, oh, go Gladys. But I think it's going to be waning. Your thoughts? Is she good and fixed now? Is she capable and strong?
The way you gonna make that sister put some cat on that Duke.
That's how I feel, Sister Cersei.
I don't. It does give like that. The close is a bit too close, but I really don't think that. Like I said, it was just seniority in the house, and she was there when the ship was falling, and we came up together. And I owe my sister that. She's been this placeholder for so long in my life that we're just comfortable here. But yeah, Gladys, you have something to offer, and you've contributed to their social capital and financially in this way. Girl, use your voice. Gladys will have a leg to stand on if that man stands by her. Now, if they both fall by the wayside the moment the carriage rolled off, child, she done for. She's done for. I really hope. I was hoping Bertha would linger a little. I swear, when did Bertha spin it? She about to spin a night bag and left.
24 hours tops. She was out of there. 48 maybe.
Spin a night bag. Bertha, this owes more than your spin a night bag, ma'am. What is going on? I thought we were going to be there and really show Miss Thing this is what it used to be and this is what it is now. And we were going to have like this come to Jesus between her and Gladys that we've never seen before. Like, okay, Mom, I never saw it your way. I see you now. I may not like this dynamic. It's not what I wanted for myself. It's not love. But I see the potential in it and how I can learn from you and how, well, we'll see what's happening at home later, but how I can take from who you are, the things that I maybe found a bit disturbing about your character, I see how they would work in a woman's favor. No, we was just like, I brought my spend a night bag. You good?
You good? We good
All
now.
right.
All right. Hector, do what you're supposed to do. Really?
She hit the
I just,
hydraulics and left. She left.
oh, God. Do we see her sticking it? Do we see her remaining tough?
Hanging tough. I hope so. I just know that Gladys just isn't that all of a sudden. They may be trying to push it with the story. She needs that man. She needs some backing. And then she did say before she leaves, like, if you can get her maid back, get her right hand back, maybe if that's there in Bertha or run interference, like, hey, be sure that you're backing Gladys up in this way. But she needs some help. Something.
She does. She absolutely does. And I saw this and I didn't want to let it go. Tyra, y'all gonna react to the trailer of The Vampire Lestat?
We saw it. We can. Like, I'm perplexed that we gotta wait, and not that we're waiting to 2026. But you didn't put a stamp on it. You said 2026 to be continued. 2026 of what? Into the vampire. It's my vampire Lestat, and I need it now. And the fact that we have to wait, it's upsetting. I'm a little pressed, but I wouldn't mind that live. We can do that.
Yeah, we'll definitely see about it. All right, now we're over here with Larry. And I know that Larry still, in my mind, is a potential degenerate and deviant. However, he didn't deserve this in this episode. Of course, in my opinion, he didn't deserve this. Now, I have a slide for him in Arizona with the metallurgist and all of that stuff. We really didn't get much more from him. I mean, we got more that's happening to him than actually is with him. But we also know he didn't steal Jack's money. I just wanted to confirm that and put that out there. I still feel as though he's a frequenter of the Haymarket. I feel like he loves the brothel. I feel like he gets fandango dances in the back room. I feel like he gets his dingling wet over there, Tyra. I do. Did he do it that night? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he was preoccupied. But does he on the regular? I think he might. Tyra, how do you feel about Larry? Have your feelings changed now that you know Jack got his coin?
I still want to see them bank statements for sure. I was like, I didn't see the exchange, Jack. You show the money there, but we saw him spread the wealth and stuff, so it's there. My thoughts have changed on Larry, not so much on him being like a trash, potential for Marian, and not just because he's trash. You would never convince me that it's steam heat and it's something that's just sticks so permanently that she needs to be his wife. It's not that, Larry. I think for how much we have considered the new generation of women like a Gladys, even though Gladys shot is never that. I thought she was going to stand on one of these days, but we'll see. But between Gladys, Marian, even Peggy, it's like, oh, there's this emerging new woman. I think Larry is a part of that emerging new man, to where even with Marian, I think he feels like it's expected of him. Because eventually I'm going to have to settle and be married. And now that Gladys is married off, I'm going to be next. At least now I get to choose, and let me just kind of figure it out. Who's better than Mariam? She's a nice, presentable, pure as the driven snow, woman. Let me go take her. I think it's just because it's expected. But Larry could be that one who's more on the same vibe of, because that's where they met, when it was business and ambition and dreams and me not being just your average woman of the past. I don't want to follow in the family way and be Mr. George. Well, I'm not sure if I want to get married. I want to travel. I might want to be a teacher. I don't really know as Marian what I want to do. That's where they found their common interest. This right here, it's not that. I don't think it was ever just marriage. They just had these compelling beliefs that were coming up of, this is who we are. And it may not be in line with who we're supposed to be. I think he thinks he's expected to marry. So yeah, let me go and choose Marian. But maybe he'll figure out that it's just not Marian. That may not just be something he wants right now.
I mean, there's like a hopeful optimist in me, Tyra, that really feels like in some way he does want love, I honestly feel like he's damaged by his damn parents. Like, I think in another world, in another dimension, in another time, let's see me next lifetime, right? Like Erykah Badu said, that it possibly could have been a really great connection. But I honestly feel, I agree with you that in the space that they met, she was striving and doing her own thing, pushing back against kind of the imposed, restrictions that she was getting from Agnes. And he was doing the same. Like, I'm trying to figure out my own way. Like, I don't want to just be an heir to my father's wealth. I want to build something myself. And I really think they had it in common in the moment. But this Marian that we know now is completely different. And he, after closing deals, is a completely different person. I think if they had stayed those two people back then, we'd be having a much different conversation now. But I do. Now, do I think it's him feeling obligation or duty? I'm not sure. I think he genuinely likes Marian, but I think if it was out of duty or obligation, he'd choose better. Because at this point, he's got the pick of the litter. Why wouldn't he go up the street, and get a girl that mama is ultimately going to try to pin off on him, I'm sure. But Marian, is it the familiarity?
Like, yeah, I think he likes her. I think he genuinely likes her. The love, though, oh, I love you. I love you so much, Marian. I've never felt this like that. What they've been trying to spread on the cracker, I don't think it's that, Larry. I think it's just the hopes of if I'm going to choose anybody, why wouldn't it be Marian? She's great, but do you really love her and want her by your side permanently? Really?
Yeah. I mean, it gives definitely polite affection. I don't like that. I like flights of fancy. We talked about that last time. I saw a comment. I want to grab it really quick before I go to the next slide. Hold on. Anybody notice Peggy didn't? Jack ain't leave out Peggy, I'm sure. She just wasn't there. I'm sure Mr. Bannister has got her check under lock and key for when she comes back.
Now, Jack, now look here, where Larry may be, Jack, he gonna pay them debts.
Listen. Jack is a good man, Savannah. All right, he's doing all he can to make things work. So now, because Mother knows best, because she definitely gave Gothel to me this episode, but she is there in Europe, here to save the day, giving pep talks. And what she says is, in order to make an omelet, you have to break a few eggs, Gladys. That was the quotable. That was the instruction. That was, Gladys, this is your house. You're the Duchess. She didn't give her any strategy. She didn't say like, oh, this is how you deal with a person like this. I know I've sheltered you. I know you're not used to this, but this is what you're going to have to do. Stand up, do this. I don't know. I think I expected more, even though I feel as though Bad-Eyed Bertha is a terrible mother. I thought her going over here, of course, to appease Mr. Russell, because that's the only reason she went. But to come here, I thought she was really going to give Gladys some life lessons that she could use, because she is there by herself and you can't make this trip across the ocean often. You know what I mean? I was just very disappointed with the encounter. Any of the exchanges, like, oh, Hector's not taking care of you. Oh, you don't know Hector. And then even the omelet comment, Gladys says, Mama, you don't make omelets. You ain't made an omelet in 20 years. She says, but I build futures. Whose future? Whose future have you built? You don't know, Hector. You don't know what I'm in for over here. I'm having a terrible time. I'm depressed. My cheeks are sunken in. Now she really looks like a damn Tim Burton character, Tyra. Talk to me about this.
Girl, I say this with love in my heart. Bertha, why you ain't telling her how to work that cat? Now look at here. We gonna keep a thing. You have been keeping your foot on George Russell's neck with that wicked kitty cauldron witchy cat.
Blood magic, yeah. Blood magic
cat, okay? Mm-hmm. Why would you tell about the cat? Well, where were the tricks? That's girl. That's where your power is here and your power is there also. So yeah, get into the agriculture and go look at the land. Look at the land for how long? When you let him look at your land twice on Sunday, and girl, what are we doing? I just, for so much of Bertha, there is this polite intelligence to Bertha in the way that she maneuvers in spaces and how calculated she is. That's one thing. But the cats, ma'am. I thought that you were going to say that. as well as everything else. And I thought she was going to do more than pack her spend a night bag and spend some time there and readjust. And now that I know for sure that you're okay, now I can go. You're trying to get back there to do what? What's back there? You're trying to check and see what George is doing. Yeah, that's not helping anything. Make sure your baby is okay. Like that little 1-2 step of knowledge that she gave her, break it, like say it with your chest. That's pretty much what you got there and told her. Say it with your chest. And she didn't find it at all alarming how quickly Gladys has been so suppressed by you and everybody else around her that she immediately acquiesced and damn near yes ma'am to Circe. Circe part 4. Like she didn't tell her, like, despite how I've treated you, what I brought you up as, you're here now and I want you to know that those days are over. This is the time for you to flourish, share your opinions, be yourself, stand in your womanhood, Gladys. You don't have to assess situations and go where this is the hierarchy. She isn't me. You are an adult now. You're a woman, girl. Flex and use that wicked kitted cauldron cat. No.
I'm just saying. And y'all are saying it's too much. That would be too much exposition, or they're not going to have that conversation. Listen, I watched Downton Abbey. And I know Lady Mary, honey, and I know her mama had some conversations with her. Now, was it like a conversation we would have today? But there are ways to communicate these ideas without it being
it doesn't have to be vulgar. It doesn't have to be crass and vulgar. I'm not saying, like, girl, you go ride him and rotate. No, not that. But let her know where all of her power lies. Bertha uses that coin a whole lot. How many times was Russ like, can I have some? George,
please, can I sleep in? Can I share the bed with you tonight? Can I
share the bed with you tonight? Like, help her out. Tell her all the tricks that you have in your bag. You didn't give her a whole lot to work with. She was more so fixated on, well, let me get Hector in line, and that way everything will fall into play. She doesn't know what Hector or that sister of hers is capable of just to tell her that small, minuscule of information. Girl, use that box.
That's my thing. Like, you're assuming Hector and that at his core, he's good. There was no vetting done about who this Duke was and what their real circumstance was. Like I said, I hope it's dramatic and messy when it all comes out. TNT Bandit, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I'm with Tyra. I thought Bertha was not just going to tell her it hurts, but then spin on it. Flips, dips, and tricks, ma'am. Listen. And I know, I know what they can't say, but I also know what they can. You know what I mean? I've been down here in these period piece streets, and I know they can get a word out of them without saying the word.
It could be really classy, but still say it. And she should have stayed there a little longer. I don't think we can walk away from that scene and go, you know what? Gladys is going to stand in her power. She knows who she is and what she's contributed to this family from that one statement at the table. We don't know that.
Yeah. Oh, Lord Jesus, let's get over here. Certified crash out. And we touched on it, of course, when we talked about Miss Brooke. I've never seen anything like it. From the storm off, Oscar, where was he? There was no Delmonico's. Delmonico's. What happened at Delmonico's? Jack, what happened at Delmonico's? Oscar, okay, now that Agnes is out of the way, now that your mother is quelled, what was Maude Beaton doing over there, and where was she, and how did my Larry get there? Oscar says, listen, chill out. I'm sure it wasn't that. A lot of men go there. He was with his buddies. And doing what? I wasn't there, Miss Brooke. Like, it just gave so irrational and so wild and crazed. And I could believe it if she had been so enraptured with who Larry was, but it doesn't give that you care this much to do it. I want to know from you, Tyra, has Miss Brooke been looking for a way out this whole time?
That's what I was about to say. I was like, maybe this was her way out. This is what this was. I don't think she ever wanted to. Even in this moment where she was just so elated, she never gave that she was completely assured. We remember that fascination and that passion she had for that man about town who left her real quick first season. That she was willing to go highways and byways and put all her trust in that man when everybody, especially Agnes, was telling her, you don't really know. I think he's, trying to attach himself. He getting real familiar. Oh no. Like, she was all about it. And you could say that she is, moving with caution now because I'm not going to be taken for a ride this time. But if it was all of that, you would have at least had a conversation. The way
Yeah.
she did it, it was kind of like cowardly. Like, yeah, it's best this way. Like, I don't want to confront my real issue and how I might not really feel about Larry as far as marriage. So let me do it. I was like, aha, I knew you weren't who I thought you were. Like, yeah, this is my way out. The way she laid into my leave Jack alone, leave Jack alone, leave Oscar alone, leave it alone. It was like a dog got a bone. Like, I finally got something that's going to give levity to. I knew that this wasn't right. I knew I shouldn't marry him. She didn't want to, but this is a way to kind of ease out of it without even having the decency to have a real talk and confront what she and Larry isn't. But okay.
Yeah. It was just so, I don't know. It was just for a thinking woman, right? Who we know her to be, who we've met her to be, who challenges ideals. And I mean, that's who she was, at least in the first season. But now we're here. It's like she's just a shell of her former self. And I hope that she finds herself. I really do. I want that for her.
Another thing with me, for how progressive, and like you said, I think, I don't know how many episodes ago, with her being so far removed from the first season, maybe she is transitioning due to just being in that element having an effect on her, and she's regressing in her beliefs. Because old Marian, I feel like she wouldn't have, well, that's that. We need a conversation.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna, I know you men have
Yeah.
your ways, and you have, different expectations, unfortunately, than the women do. I know that you've been out there. I need to know that once we're married and it's just us, I don't have to worry about you going on down to the hey ho house. That's the conversation I feel like that Marian. I don't think she would have just been so proclimped now to where, like, I thought you were a virgin. Like, she acted like she thought Larry was a whole virgin and they were gonna
Who
lose their
knows?
virginity together on a mountaintop. Excuse me, ma'am.
We knew.
I just don't get that with that past Marion. But like you said, maybe she's regressing. I know.
Maybe she is. Now, this is good because I thought the same. I
Mm.
thought he was a good choice. I thought he was reasonable. He was stable. I think Auntie Agnes was right about. There was definitely no steam heat over there, but he was established. He was kind. He was
Girl,
raising a child. She loved the daughter. Do you think she should have married the cousin last season?
I loved it. Even though I think for Marion, it was giving, oh, I'm just a placeholder now. You really lost the love of your life. And it's like, I don't want to be good enough. Well, she's good enough. I like her. My daughter loves her. She's great. But let's not act like a lot of these marriages back then weren't circumstantial,
Yeah.
more to the situation and what you could bring. But he had such a regard and a respect. And then I feel like he was in a way of, eventually I could grow to get beyond my wife or
That.
what that was, and really just, I think there was her best shot. The cousin is wild, like, just to see, because she should have married a cousin. It's just wild
I
to me.
mean,
But even, with the teaching and how much she loved the kids and where she used to be, you would feel like she would have been just, yeah, oh, I'm in the best prospects that I could be. I get to still chase my ambition. This wasn't, someone who was going to keep you from what you really wanted to do, and you could have maybe had the best of both worlds. She didn't want that cousin.
no, she didn't. But here's the thing. And again, Agnes, for better or worse, she's always right. She told Marion, listen, you've got 3 strikes. Baby, this is her 3rd strike, Tyra. Is it Spinsterville from here for Marion? Is she going to choose her autonomy and just forget the whole marriage narrative, do you think?
I don't think she is. And I think we're clearly getting beyond Agnes, because who is Agnes right now this season? We're getting beyond those old ways to where it's not that. I just think that she thinks that her options are limited. I don't think she's met her guy yet. I think we're going to get there, and it's going to be like, okay, well, this is definitely Marion's man, because you see the way, like, this is different. We haven't seen her act like this with anybody else. I think that's that. I think she and Larry just had to have their moment, because it was, tracked every single season. So now that they've had it, and it's like, you're not that, and I'm not the one for you, we're eventually gonna meet whoever Marion's guy is.
I hope so, child. If he's there, I do think it's interesting that we've gotten a chance to really look and dive deep into each of her relationships. Again, the one that she only kind of had a simmering with was the first one, who really was a flim flammer and wanted a wealthy woman. He's like, listen, we can't both be broke over here. That was the only one I felt it. And so now really looking at her relationship with Larry in juxtaposition to her relationship with Dr. Kirkland, it's night and day. Like, even though, it's not over the top It's not like, ooh, you can feel it between Peggy and Dr. Kirkland. You can feel like, oh, okay, like he really like her and she really likes him. Like she's giddy around him. Marian's affect is just so flat.
Yeah.
Even in the kissing, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, it's just not giving anything. Thank you, Chuck, for the $5 super chat. This is a great insight into relationship dynamics from a female perspective. Salute. It makes sense. Thank you.
Yes.
And you, Nartha, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Marian needs to hurry up and go away to college and fall into a nice romantic friendship with her dorm mate, like young gals of her class did back then.
I'm here for that.
That might listen, that might be something. I'm just saying, easing on down the road. Oscar finally gets his confrontation with Maude Beaton. And where the hoe at? And of course, John is like, are you sure you want to do, like, what are you going to do? What are we doing here? Now, when he picked up that candlestick, Tyra, I said, he's going to be him? They're going to hang him. I said, if he goes upside this lady's head with this candelabra, it's going to be a problem. He said, well, it looked like you got some coin. You're dressed in here all sedity. And she says, listen, they pay more for this. And so it's like I said, my theory was that she was being handled by someone. She was a pawn in the whole scheme. Crowther apparently was the mastermind behind it, looking for people who were desperate and greedy. And that was you, Oscar, willing and ready, who weren't really going to gamble it all officially, but were willing to take a risk on an investment to come up. He saw that and he used her because she was a beautiful, delicate flower. But now she is throwing coochie out of every draw leg because she's hoeing, right? And that is what it is. He says, all right, it doesn't help me get my money back. I'm very angry with you, but I get it. And may Crowther die slow is kind of what happens in this conversation. Later on in the episode, he actually reapproaches her and he comes back with a bus ticket and $100 bill and says, Maude, listen, I know we've been down through there, but I was going to marry you once upon a time and I was going to ruin your life. Okay. I was going to do that. And so here, this is that. Let's go in peace. Now, here's the thing. When this happened, I was like you, Tyra. I heard you in the beginning. I immediately thought he's going to get tuberculosis and die. I said, this redemption arc, this is his character has crossed the duality, right? The pendulum has swung and he's on the opposite side of the world. This is nothing Oscar would ever do. This is the same man who said, I can work. Like, can I have an allowance to his auntie? Like, this is the man we're dealing with, right? And for you to come, extend so much grace and kindness to this young lady, to give her $100 a bus ticket and send her on her way. I knew death was imminent. I just thought it was going to be him, Tyra. Talk to me about this interaction. And what did you think of his whole redemption arc here?
I am just going to say every single moment in the show that a man says, put that coochie away, I live. When she put that, like, well, let me go on, just give it, oh my God, put your clothes on. Girl, I don't know why you want that cat. Put your sleeve up. But redemption is a big word for Oscar. Oscar pisses me off. I feel like Oscar pisses me off because we're getting in here and we track this lady down for what? And I knew that there were going to be some ramifications. When baby Sugar told us leave it alone, let well enough be done, you both tried to use each other. This is what happened. It's not like you or your family, as unfortunate as it was and it was wrong, you're not suffering, Oscar. Yeah. You're probably doing better and you have more drive than you had before because you did have something to prove because you lost something. Mm-hmm. Ate over there with the money, just let it go. The fact that he brought his little trifling self down to the hey-ho house and you let her sucker you into the story. I don't even care if this heifer was telling the truth. Why would you believe her? There would be nothing that you could tell me at this point. And we're just supposed to just rock with because, well, look at me. Like, look where I am. I'm in the whole house. You really know I don't have anything going on. Like, I don't care. You cannot, big mama, your arm. Big mama, your arm. The crops didn't come in, my dog died. I was sold at 12 and then I don't care. There is nothing that she could say to where I would trust her 100% to give her a train ticket and $100. $100. I didn't even know she left. The way I would have looked to see, like, did the hell even get on the train? You don't know. I don't trust you. I don't know you. Last time I trusted you, you cleaned me out. I don't know. Him and his good deed, I feel like it trickled over to that man. Like, I just don't. I feel like I blame Oscar. You did something. Like, You shouldn't have trusted this woman. Even with how she was talking to him in this scene, it felt like she had some leverage here. I'm like, there is nothing that you should be able to say to where leave me alone or what. Like it was it. I thought in this moment she was going to say like we were tracking you. We knew who you were. That's why we knew you were a mark. We knew that you didn't even like women.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, say less before I expose you. Don't say
Yeah.
anything to me. Just leave it alone. But she didn't say that. I thought that's where this conversation was gonna go. And it didn't. And the fact that she went on about how her crops didn't come in and the dog died, and we ended up, well, you know what? We're gonna show some growth on Oscar's part because old Oscar wouldn't give a damn. I don't care. It's all about me, 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 me. But the fact that he cared enough to not hold any beef or grievances. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you home. Do well. That'll do, pig. Do well and get on the train. I just I don't know. I don't trust this lady. I don't know. I feel like something happened to where and I need to go run it back because the way that cart came, it was meant for him or was it meant for you, Oscar? Like I
Well,
don't.
they're saying it was wild horses that hit a fruit cart. I that's what the people are saying to me, but I don't know. He stepped back so leisure. I was like, there's no buses. Like they said that somebody said in the comments the cart was going 65 and a 25.
I just don't trust the way it was just all very convenient and wrong. And I wouldn't have, it just felt like he's on to us. He's on like we're moving around. But yeah, take Oscar out. Oh no, we hit the man with the phones. We hit the good man, Savannah. I just don't know. But I wish Oscar would have left this alone. And I feel like because he didn't, it trickled over to that nice gentleman. I just don't know.
It's just like it's something he did, Oscar. You can't do anything right. It's your problem.
Now to have some growth, Oscar, like growth, you just leaving it alone. You went and kicked up dust for what?
So Tyra, you didn't feel anything when she said, "My father sold me for $5."
In a fix. No,
My father was a real whore.
I don't trust you. Get your sister on the phone to validate this story, and I need to talk to somebody. Send me a I don't know. I need to hear something from someone else. It would be nothing that this woman will be able to tell me ever. No, unless I see it in my face. No.
And I'm going to just ask it here. I was going to ask it later, but I also want to ask this here. Well, no, I'll ask it later. It'll fit better later. But yeah, Maude, I still don't trust her as far as I can throw her, but she looked cute in the aqua. I liked it. I liked the look of it.
I like the girl get a little T-Mew Sydney Sweeney. I see you, girl.
Okay, so now I went back down the rabbit hole and I got an understanding. If y'all saw my upload, I said, listen, I need to do more research because the deal was looking very scattered to me. Ultimately, here was the deal. JP Morgan Chase invited everybody over, the Savages, the Merrills, all the people, Clay, his ex-employee who he never should have fired in the first place, over because while he had pulled out his initial investment from the railroad, he still wanted in. He really thinks that this could be a life-changing situation and basically is saying that if we can get enough people to give collectively the shares and have 51%, we then have a deal. And so Russell is like immediately, cool, bet, that's what I need, right? This is going to happen. I can secure the funds. He talks Meryl into it. Remember Meryl, the one that Bertha was offering that cat to at the dinner table? He even convinces him, like, listen, I can get the money. That's not going to be a problem. We want to buy your family shares. We're going to make this happen. So he's seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Soon as I get back to New York, I saved the banks. No one's going to deny me for a loan. I'm going to get the money. He gets back. He can't get the money. Why can't he get the money? Because your boy Clay, hold on, let me find it. Your boy Clay knows where all of the bodies are hidden, y'all. Let me find my slide. Your boy Clay, who he just fired, knows where all of the bodies are hidden. And he plants an article in the paper that basically says he's stretched to his limit, paying off the Duke, investing all his money in the railroad. Clay, that's your worst nightmare, Mr. Russell. And so now we're in this quarry, we're in this conundrum, because what is Mr. Russell going to do? He has no idea right now what's going on with Larry, and I have a slide for that. But he has no idea what's going on with Larry. So Tyra, what did you think about JP Morgan's offer? And what do you think about the betrayal of Clay? Clay really was never his friend anyway.
I was going to say, he expected. But keep your friends close and your enemies closer. The way he abruptly, like, you can go as well. I don't need you to advise me. I need people who are standing beside me. Either you're with me or you're against me. Get out of here. Okay, well, yeah, all right. This is some people you just don't want to make an enemy out of them, especially someone who knows everything. Like, Lord, that wasn't smart. I can't even like stand on this. First of all, what y'all not gonna do is gather me in the smoking room and try to strong arm me into a deal. Like, yeah, like y'all can't just do this and put biceps on these man's neck. Like, yeah, just sign it or else. It was very like, yeah, do this or what? Like, what? I thought he had a blicky. How he was standing there, I was like, sir, are you packing? And I couldn't even say, have you seen you haven't watched Django, have you?
No.
Oh god. Everybody in the chat, you remember that scene in Django where the little gun pops out and it's like you gonna shake where you at? Shake old Calvin Candy's hand, and it's just like, yeah, I'll shake your hand. Pow pow pow. I was like, do you have a gun, sir, in your smoking jacket? What's really going on? But this strong arm in here, because if you don't see the vision, I do, no, this isn't that. These men aren't taking that anymore. They have been working so extensively this season to find outs and ways around old George Russell. They didn't like man, they didn't like the way that he executed business. They didn't like that he was able to pay his way out and go around. And if I can't do it with you, I'm going to go through you. He's made, just like Bertha, what I've been saying, you sit there and we do these things and we make all these enemies in the process. And then when we need everybody to come together because this deal is going to be, yeah, but I don't want to do business with you. I don't care what's what. You can't strong arm me in this way. And the fact that Clay knows whether he said the bodies are there, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, Lord, no.
That's the wrong.
Because I was like, damn, that's how you feel, Mr. Russell?
Everything. Like, but this is what happens. We've made all these enemies. But I can't like even stand on, even though I did say in the Discord where we were watching, join us, y'all, join the collective Discord. I was like, child, George been looking real poor around the edges lately. It's been real destitute around the edges. I feel like we're building this up for Larry to come through with the cape. I really do. I really do.
I mean, we'll see. We're going to get to that too. Now, let's get on over here, Tyra, because I mean, it would behoove. Well, we'll get to it because I have a specific slide for Larry over there in Arizona. My girlfriends, tell the truth, because Marian now is an expert. Because she'd have been through it, Tyra. She'd been dragged through the mud. So she can come to her good sis Peggy and be like, you need to tell that man everything. Because relationships are built on trust. Marian, please shut up expeditiously. But tell him everything, because you don't want that to come back in the future. If you really like Dr. Kirkland, I should know. I'm a wise woman of the 1800s. I know these things. Peggy, tell him that you're never going to leave him. Tell him right now. So what did you think of this interaction? Did you believe the friendship? Because Peggy came, ready to unload. Girl, I just got back, but there was a fight in the train station. Tell me why Mr. Fortune came in there and was talking slick. And Dr. Kirkland, girl, they were about to come to blows all about me.
I loved it. I was like, yes, Peggy. Now, tell your story, Peggy. I was like, girl, it was like, girl, guess what? For real, girl, about to box all about your girl in Union Square. For real, tell me more. Did you get very far?
Tell me
have more. A car? I thought I would have a grease moment because Peggy was living like, even though she was trying to be bashful, like, oh my God. Like, I clutched my purse. It was embarrassing. I can't believe, but it was giving a little girl. Can you believe that all about your girl, Peggy? She was living a little bit. She was. Marian always does the most.
Always.
Marian always does the most. Marian is not in the position to give anybody any advice. Even in that moment where she tried to, I think that first season, and she was like, I've lived, like I've had experiences and had situations and children. Like I'm not, I've been where you are and then some. But here, I understood what she was trying to do. But Marian always like does too much and says too much. Like it was kind of giving when she was all, well, Jack, ask her, tell me. And even the episode prior where she was, well, is he coming with you? Well, who's all going to be on the train? Why are you saying so much in front of Agnes? Ma'am, please. It just be enough. But I did like the girl talk of it all and how giggity Peggy was. But I need Marian to. I will say shout out to Pumpkin. Did y'all see Pumpkin pop up in this episode? He just came back to life. Pumpkin. I thought Pumpkin was deceased and buried in
We
the
have never
backyard.
seen that dog in a whole year. Where's the dog been?
Pumpkin been gone. All of a sudden, Pumpkin was just sitting on Oscar's lap. So where the hell did Pumpkin come up from? But Pumpkin is back. I did like the girl talk though. I like how she was trying to be cute about it. But Peggy was feeling her oats. Like they was falling, by girl.
Because I'm that girl. Listen, and am and is. Of course, now we get to the breaking eggs. Now, I just wanted really, because we've kind of touched on a lot of this, but we'll get to kind of the key part that I really liked about this whole dinner situation. But here's the tea. Did y'all know that in real life, the actor who plays Oscar is married to Sister Cersei? In real life, yeah. In real life, they're married. I just had to let y'all know about that. But anyway, we come to the dinner, and I believe this is the last night, the only night really that Bertha spent in the house, because she was only there 24 regular hours. And so, Miss Girl decides that Sister Cersei, that she's going to dismiss the entire table, the ladies at the table. But she goes, I always dismiss the ladies. She said, ladies. And, Bertha's looking at Gladys like, you're not gonna say nothing? Like, this is your chance. This is your cue. This is your one shot. Do not miss your chance to, And so Gladys gets, is like, are you sick? You must be sick. Sick, Sister Cersei? Sister Cersei, why no? Why would you ever think that? Oh, you must be sick. To excuse the ladies when the Duchess is sitting right here and I haven't stood yet. I said, well, I said, you better. You better, Gladys. All right. I really, really enjoyed that. I was like, all right, sis, we doing a little bit of something. Sister Cersei sat on down. Hector looked over to her. Sister, you was wrong. You was wrong. You never should have done that. And again, not long after this, Bertha leaves and Gladys, and I think Sister Cersei is like, is Gladys going to see you off? Is she going to see you home? That's Gladys's choice. Gladys comes out. She's like, Mother, I'm leaving you here. She steps into her role officially as the Duchess. Allegedly. I'm still not convinced though, Tyra. I'm not convinced this was the passing of the torch or that Gladys all of a sudden is going to be this syncopated lady and able to do all of the things over here. But I mean, we did see this moment. What did you think of the moment at the table and the goodbye to her mom?
Oh, the girl, Gladys said, you know what? Ho, is you cool? That's what she said. She said, Ho, is you cool? Because I know damn well. But the fact that we needed reassurance and for Bertha to look at us and go like, hey, now's your moment, like say something. She's not going to be there, which is why I said last conversation and review, I would really have preferred that Gladys found her way and stood up on her own without Bertha. Because the fact that she needed a little validation and reassurance, like, oh, come on. And she's like, well, actually, what's going to happen when she isn't there? It's very alarming, even how, Sister Cersei, I love how the chat is shit like Oscar and who was really waiting. She's going to be waiting for a moment to get him alone and reclaim her power in whatever their dynamic is. So she's like, you don't want to see her off to the train. You don't want to go with your mom. Because the moment I have a moment to get into his ear, I can get my control back just like that. And this house is large. This castle is large. Okay. This is where the wicked kitty cauldron, wicked witchy cat comes in. Bertha, that's when we gotta, you double down and reassure that Hector and keep him in your grasp with the agriculture, with the land, with going out and visiting the community, and you guys presenting as one, and also doubling down, at nighttime, just to keep it cute, show him a little shoulder, give him a little leg, and take it right back, like you know what they said on the Cosby Show, give him a little leg and take it right back. But no, it's not. We didn't go there. I don't think it's enough. The moment she gets like, okay, nobody looking. So are you really like Oscar? Blah, 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 don't remember when blah, 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 you owe me blah, 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 blah. She doesn't get to come here and blah, 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 blah. I don't have any faith just yet in Hector to stand. We'll have to see. I think we'll have to wait until that next episode to see just how Gladys is moving. But if she lets up even a moment, she's going to fall right back into pocket where this woman wants her to be.
Absolutely. What I'm saying is, yeah, a little alone time to do what, Tyra? For her to put that cat on him. Sister Cersei is diabolical. I don't trust her. And like I said, I think this has been her regime in her house, in her money, her mansion, and her man for a very long time. And I just don't know if Gladys has the grit to deal with it. But girl, we gonna see for better or for worse. We already talked about that. Let's get on over here. There's copper in them darn hills, Tyra. We find out that of course he's supposed to be going down there to buy the land that was most important to Mr. Russell. But we find out from the metallurgist that there is copper, and he says enough copper to last lifetimes. There's enough copper down there, and we know how much copper is. They still copper pipes. The people, I see it on the news all the time. So I mean, it's still a mineral. And so at this point, he's like, you got to make this deal, Larry. So now we know Larry sees green. He's going to make the deal. Here's my question. Is he going to make the deal for himself with his 300,000, or is he going to make the deal in the name of his father? Because this could assuage all of Mr. Russell's issues. So what do you think is going to happen here?
This could also establish Larry. That's all he ever wanted. That's all he ever wanted.
He's
And
already
clearly,
established.
you know,
He's already got $1 million.
and another thing, all the money and opportunity just falls into Larry's lap. God forbid he working on his day. Lord, it just falls like, well, actually, you just so happen to have a lot of money to invest to make this deal for yourself. If I know Larry the way I feel like I do, and the way
Oh,
he hit that little setup, last episode, well, what's in it for me, Father? What do I get out of this? He's gonna make that deal for himself. He's gonna make that deal for himself. And Russell and Bertha are gonna be looking, why I had never. Well, this is what you taught me. This is who you guys taught me to be. Why wouldn't I? This is, I give you a little something on the back end. How much you need, bruh? how much you need, Daddy Russell? How much? But yeah, why wouldn't I? This is more than just a family thing. I've always wanted to establish and have my own name and be something outside of the George Russell's shadow. This is the perfect opportunity to do that. I don't have enough faith in Larry to think that he would choose family.
oh, Lord. I'm praying and hoping. I want him to be better than these teas that I've been getting about him. I really liked Larry initially, and I want to keep that same energy. I hope he does right by his family and his father and doesn't try to pocket. Because, I mean, not for nothing, at this point, he's already independently wealthy. He doesn't need any more money, right? He's all set. But, we'll see what happens with him. Again, the fake necromancer wearing all of these rabbit pelts. Did you notice this? I had to pull this picture. I've never seen anything like it. It's like she's got 18 rabbit feet up there. I hate it. I really do. But she's in there, talking. She's like, you're Luca Fortuna, but she speaks Italian, right? And says that's what he would say. And she says, hell no, he wouldn't. He didn't know Italian. His name was Luke. They called him Luke. But in the Times or in the paper, page 6, they had him down as Luke. Oh, you read it. That's how you've been hoeing me out of my funds every single time. No, that's not in it. Yes, it is. And we see, of course, the breakdown of everything, Tyra, in that moment. Oh, dang. I thought I had a slide of her in the bed. I do. It's a different one, but it's fine. What did you think about this moment and her coming to reality of the fact that, girl, you just got played. You got played. You got used. And what are you going to do about it, Ada? Is Ada going to go on a mission to take down all the necromancers or fake necromancers?
Girl, Luca. Girl, it was giving my big fat Greek wedding. I thought she was gonna spray some Windex on Ada. I was like, ma'am, what is this accent? Just spray some Windex on it.
On my elbow.
Poor thing. Like, the best thing that came out of here was we got some sympathy shoulders from our sister to know that even though, and I just feel, Ada judging Agnes judging Ada from the pits of her stomach. But you know what? You don't need that right now. Let me hug you and let you know your value and who Luca was and who you are without him. It's going to be okay. You just need your sister right now, not my judgment. I appreciate that Agnes knows that line. But, what is that, Velvet? Who was surprised? Who was surprised beyond her? I hate that it had to be this, but if this is what it takes to wake her up and know that I don't need to trust everything that comes my way, I mean, let it be. I think that this is gonna. I don't want to say adultify because she is an adult. This is gonna mature her to, be a little guarded and a lot less trusting. Because the way this lady just tried to keep going, and she was so heartbroken. She's like, "No, just stop with your lies. Just stop it. Just stop it." What Janet say on Why Did I Give It? Stop pretending. Just stop it. Perfect Patty messed up. Perfect Patty messed up. I just know, like, you don't. And I think that this is gonna get Ada to where she needs to be, because her spirit was genuinely broken here. I was really sad for her. It was also like, finally, like, because I don't want you here spending any more of your valuable time or your money or giving into this woman or anybody else who may come to you with the BS. Come on. This was sad, though.
It was. And like I said, Agnes, for better or worse, she's always right. She was right when Miss Scott came in the room screaming and hollering, talking about, "I'm done, it's over." I know. I told you this was bad. Next time, listen to your Aunt Agnes. She knows all. And even Ada came through with a voice of reason. Don't do this. Don't do this, Miss Brooke. Don't be rash. Wait till you have a conversation with him. And she just made up her mind. Like I said, it definitely gave she was looking for a way out. And here we go. Miss Dr. Kirkland and Peggy having the conversation. Now, she does get out the conversation and the piece about Mr. Fortune. And, I shouldn't have taken it. Like you said earlier, I shouldn't have taken this opportunity. I knew, things had progressed and we were more than friends at a time. But Dr. Kirkland said, well, he was married, right? He was the married one? Oh, yeah, it was on him. You ain't got nothing else to explain to me. But there's more, Dr. Kirkland. There's more. And he says, baby, if you're playing games, keep it on the low. I don't want to know. I love you, okay? I don't care about your past. Girl, there's nothing that you could have done in your past that would make me not love you. Here's where we're going wrong. And she acquiesced this. She says, fine, you don't want to know, sir? I won't tell you. But here's the thing. Your mama gonna hire somebody, Dr. Kirkland. She gonna hire them Pinkertons. They are going to be up Miss Scott's butt. And we know the Black community in Brooklyn already knows all about the scandal of it all. It's not gonna take too many phone calls, notes, letters to discover the storied past. Now, how do you want him to find that out? This is not something you can keep in this day and age, knowing how his mama feels about you. So they have the conversation, and afterwards, I don't want to know, baby. It's just you, girl. It's you. Well, my mama wants to come to your suffrage tea. Well, she'll be there because it's tea. She doesn't necessarily believe in suffrage, right? But you might be able to convince her. You might be able to change your mind. Now, this is the part where Dr. Kirkland got me, because you know your mama. You know Mama Kirkland, and she wasn't going to bend, break, or be moved. So I really want to know, is he testing Peggy? Like, is this a mechanism to test her to see if she has the fortitude to deal with his mother? Because he couldn't have known this. He had to know this was going to go poorly. What did you think about this conversation and my mama, can she come?
I don't think he's testing her. I think he's trying to be optimistic. I think it's like, well, if I get them in the room together, she'll see just how great Peggy is. And maybe she can convince, like, you know who your mother is, and you know her expectations, and you know that they are not going to be shone by the wayside because Peggy is so great and so brilliant. Maybe I can see things from her side, and we can all live happily ever after. Because how can you deny Peggy? She's so brilliant. How could you, they can see, from each other's perspectives and grow through their differences. Sir, this is not the time to be delusional. Your mama is going to be standing on business. She does not like Peggy. She is going to send the fans on down to them Brooklyn streets.
Yep.
And then some, to find out everything. Like, we left this open and Peggy didn't say anything, so this could be a hammer. Because she's going, oh, you think you know her? She going to do one of them good Claire hugs. But how she used to sit in that chair? Like,
Elvin. Really, Elvin. It's like,
really,
sir,
really, Elvin. Like, sir, like you serve your man? Let me tell you something, Elvin. You are never going to have anybody bring you anything, everywhere, any place, ever. If you keep with these macho attitudes, like, girl, she finna give you the Claire Huxtable read. She finna give you the read. Girl, you will never have anybody bring you anything. Ever. Like, did you have big fun, Vanessa, with the wretched? Well, you had donuts. And Baltimore. She's gonna lay into her. She's gonna lay into her, and Peggy's gonna be sitting there just left to the wolves. Like, and then we're really gonna see where he lies, because are you still gonna be standing on, I don't care about your past? Mm-hmm. Or is it gonna be, well, I didn't know about that. That's kind of above my pay grade. I don't know if I can take a wife or a woman who's already, been married, had children, suffered loss, you kind of have a little bit more baggage than I thought. Because right now he's just so fixated on how brilliant she is, the writing, and she's progressive and she's so great. But yeah, like Mama said here, and both moms had valid things.
Mhm.
What about who you want for a wife? She's a
Yeah.
great, lady.
Woman.
I'm not saying she's a great lady. She's a great woman. But what about a wife? What about your ambitions, your dreams? And, she's not going to be there to stand by you as much how you were raised if she has her own. Are you considering these things, or are you just, oh, she's so smart, I just love Peggy? I don't know. I feel like we left it open so Peggy can get some egg on her face about where Kirkland stands, and I'm just so sad for that because I want Peggy to win. I want her to win. I want her to win.
I do too. I think we learned a lot in their short scenes, because we didn't get a ton of them this episode, but we come to the tea. And of course we have the conversation around suffrage, because that was the point. And Peggy's very vocal. She's leading it. She's having the discussion, and Mama Kirkland chimes in and is like, I think we should just be supporting the Lord and the men, and their vote, because, that can be taken away at any moment. I mean, aren't you a wife? Mother, where are your children? My children are grown, madam. This is what we're here for, and this is our mission. And so, like you said, on the way home, of course, she's riding with Dr. Kirkland, and you really like Peggy like this. I see your attention. You love that in a woman. You don't want that in a wife. And to me, it seemed like he's really taking this in and meditating on it, and it gives me pause. Like last episode, I was like, oh, he's gonna have what he needs to be able to deal with this. After this carriage ride, Tyra, I wasn't sure. And then on the other side of that, we have Peggy with this awareness, right? This feeling that I really, really like Dr. Kirkland. I like how he makes me feel. I've never felt this before. And Mama Scott saying, but remember, it's not all about the feeling. We like him too for you, and we like that you feel this way, but you'd be marrying his family as well. And then what that dynamic looks like. And she says, I know I'm already too dark. I know I'm already too political. I know I'm already too independent and progressive. So it's like she's going into it with this awareness, and it almost seems like a setup for failure. I don't want that, Tyra, but that's what it feels like to me. Do you think that Dr. Kirkland is going to bend to his mama, or will he be able to stand?
I don't know. I feel like even how we were standing on, as much as we were, having a kiki about the train station, I felt like he was protecting Peggy, but also her virtue, because you will not deflower. You're trying to trap her and have her in some type of shady circumstances. You married man, this virginal black woman, this educated. I feel like he was also trying to protect, her womanhood and whatnot, and the fact that that may not be intact. It's not even just that, but you've already bear children and everything, and she suffered so much loss. I will say I'm not prepared for Marian and Peggy to lose together in the same, both of them. Can nobody walk away with a man? With everything, somebody can have it all. It would really make my day if we get to that point. So we know we're going to get to it. Well, you don't know everything about her. Let me tell you some other things about Peggy. And it's just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna stand by Peggy anyway. I love her. Like, I want that for Peggy so much, because Peggy, she carried with so much of that first season. She carried so much shame, and it's like, I'm never gonna have someone, or I even think that's why she entertained Old Fortune, because he desires me. When is someone going to genuinely want me, desire me? I'm already a woman of ambition, and then I have these filled, the marriage, the baby, the thing. Nobody's going to want me now. Let me go on, kiss on him. He handsome, he cute or whatever. No, I really want Peggy to win. Come on, Peggy. Come on, Dr. Kirkland. We were leaving you, but be who you are for your pride. Please, Dr. Kirkland. Dr. Kirkland, please. That if you claim that you are just so progressive and you want to get out of this bubble that is the Newport Blacks, let's go. Black Historical College. Didn't you go to Howard? Come on, sir.
It's cute to say it, right? Like, it's cute to say it in 1884, wherever we are. But to implement it and put it into practice, the only way I could have possibly seen a marriage with Peggy working, unfortunately, is if he was a divorcee or a widower, who maybe had already had children.
Yeah.
This is very hard, being that he's never been married, he has no children. I think it's going to be really, really hard. And the fact that when his mama find out, everybody gonna know. It's not going to be, oh, we're keeping this just between us. Everybody knows. And I think dealing with that stigma, not only as, an influential black man then, but a doctor, you wanted a certain image and persona when you go into spaces or rooms, and you don't want to be shrouded by gossip and just how, and we've seen the parallels throughout this entire season. Black society and white society are not that far apart in terms of gossip, in terms of exile, in terms of, oh, now you're tainted and you're not. So, I mean, I want him to be progressive and be able to take a stand, but there's just so many factors.
I will say this.
What?
When it happens, because I know it will. I don't want her in a room alone with Felicia. Both of the families seem to be there, because as soon as y'all try to tell Peggy who she is and who she isn't for your son, and he want to maybe sit down because, I'm not prepared for that. Daddy better be there.
Daddy Scott, yes.
Daddy better be there. Okay? The Scotts better be there. Because what you're not going to do is play in my baby's face and make her feel low on herself. They better be there. That's all I'm saying.
Randy, we talked about it earlier. Jack did not leave her out. She just wasn't there at the house. She just wasn't there. Watch, she gonna get hers next episode. Jack would never. Do you hear me? He was the one. Do y'all remember when Armstrong was giving her such a hard time? He was one of her defenders. He said, "I like this guy."
I refuse to believe that he would leave Armstrong a dollar and leave Peggy. He wouldn't do that.
They're not gonna make me believe it. They're not gonna make me believe it. Now, this is what got me, Tyra. This is what got me until the end. Ada came down with the hammer. She said, "Listen, Jack, we know you got the 300 bands because Armstrong opened her wrinkly, sunken-eyed mouth and said he had made $300,000. And so Ada says, listen, he can't be working as a footman. He can't be in the basement. He can't be the staff. He can't be downstairs, upstairs. And so she has a conversation with him. And this broke me because I feel like the graceful, merciful thing would have been to say, once he said, this is the only family I know, this is my house, give him an exit plan, an exit strategy. Like, okay, you can continue to work and, for 2 more weeks, for a month to get your bearing. Now, what I will say is, as much as I hated this, because I just felt the hurt in his eyes and he has to, be pushed out, I will say it is like pushing a bird out of the nest. It's time for him to go find his footing. We saw in this episode that he's already working on his next invention. He's sensible, even when they're giving him suggestions on where he should stay. He's like, I'm going to go with the one Mr. Bannister recommended. It's like he's prudent. He's open to wise counsel. I think Jack is going to be fine. I just don't want him to be alienated, and I don't want this to be our last time seeing him on the show, Tyra. What does this mean for Jack going forward, and what did you think of the conversation? Did this need to happen?
It needed to. I didn't like the way it happened, but it needed to. I thought, and I guess that this is to show some progression in wherever Ada's going, because Ada is normally the more sensitive one. And I'm not saying that she didn't show some sensitivity here with, like, oh, we're so proud. And it was that, but, hey, this needs to happen. I thought it was going to be a conversation of, you eventually have to leave the nest. I know that this is safety and this is comfort, but you're a different man now. You're established and you have wealth and you're going to go on to do all of these wonderful things. We want to be a part of that, but you don't have to be here for that. We wish you well in your journey. Let's work on getting you settled somewhere, getting your own spot. And, you still have that connection. We'll always be here. It was like, you got to go. You make more money and have the potential to make more money and now currently have more money than all of us put together. You have to go. You got to go now. In the morning? Ada? Right now? Well, damn. This was so sad. It felt like goodbye. I'm like, we
No, Jack.
After everything we've been through, go fast on the Cadillac. And when we go back, like, now, this is it. It felt very final. I'm hoping that we see him get really established and we look up into a space where Jack wouldn't be here. And it's like, girl, look at Jack. I just hope it's like a whole key. And it's like, oh my God, look at him. Don't let this be the goodbye. Please
don't I need to see my baby Jack. I need to make sure he's okay. And this cackling cow, over here want to cry. And you should, ho. You should, you old ho. You old geriatric stinking puss in boots. I cannot stand Armstrong. I said, if this doesn't turn this old wretch around, nothing will. He leaves everyone an envelope, of course. And like I said, we know you missed it, Randy. That's why I wanted just to repeat it and make sure we addressed it. But Jack would never. I think Bannister is holding on to Peggy's, but he gave everyone their envelopes upstairs first and then comes downstairs to the staff. And of course, everyone's crying because it's way more than any of them individually invested. And he left a note, basically just letting them know that he loves them. They're his family. And, of course, they're giving him well wishes. Don't be a stranger. We still want to see you. We love you. We care about you. I think he's going to be fine, but I love this. Everybody was wondering a couple episodes ago, when is he paying them back? Did he get the money? We are confirmed he did get his half. All right. And he did pay everyone back. What did you think about this moment? Did you get emo? Did you get emo watching this?
I was really over there with who's our cook? What's her name? I always forget her name.
I don't remember that lady's name. Y'all put it in the chat. What's her
It was
name?
so giggity, though. It was very Sherman. Like, oh, my baby. Oh, God. She was so proud. I was like, oh, that's so nice. She's like, I always believed in that boy. I always knew he was destined for great things, and I look at him and he left
on his side. She pushed him from the beginning. Like, she was on his side. She wasn't gonna tell nobody. She said, I know the secret. We're not gonna tell. Don't tell nobody.
I loved it so much and how proud she was. And that goddamn Armstrong, like, girl. And it's not enough. They gave us that one moment in the first season of her going to take care of her mother, who's clearly in a state. That's not enough. Armstrong is a miserable beast.
She is awful.
When is she gonna go on to glory? Huh?
She's not going to glory, Tyra. She's not going to glory. She's going somewhere else.
Evil prospers and lives a long time. She got to go. Ma'am, I don't know if this is, and I'm not interested in Armstrong showing any growth and turning over a new leaf and, if I can change, you all can change. I'm not interested in her Rocky Balboa speech, okay? No, she can keep it. This was great. Even, the goodbye would, I'll say, girl, you and Jack could have been light years in your relationship by now, girl, and he could have took you on with him, girl. Like, you should have chose up. I told you that was gonna be. Girl, Jack was gonna be somebody. She was trying to be cute. She didn't want to be all down over there with Jack. He was over there with that shrimpy looking girl across the street. Girl, we could have been halfway past Harlem going to a high rise now and living our best life. But it's fine. I love how happy they were for him, and it's very on brand for Jack to. Why would I give you back what you invested? I'm gonna pay y'all. Like, yes. Hopefully they invested and we all come up. I'm just saying. I love this for them. Congratulations.
Congratulations. They said her name is Miss Bauer, Tyra.
Miss Bauer was giving you my life. She's like, oh, Jesus! I thought she was gonna do a lap around the church. It was very. I just loved it. It felt very Black Mama. The Black Mama stand up at graduation. That's my baby. That's my son. It felt Black Mama.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Easing on down the road. I'm so happy for him. I just want all of the good things for Jack. Now, there is speculation that maybe Marian and Jack, maybe Marian and Mr. Russell, Daddy Russell. I mean, there's speculation out here in the TikTok streets, and I see some in the chat too.
Let Jack go and meet a brand new woman we ain't never seen. We don't want that. Nobody asked for that. Leave that in the streets.
Easing on over here to Mr. Russell. He said, I'll burn all this down before I allow anybody to take my company from me. He said, Clay, I should have killed him. The man said, slow down 10 speed. Like, that's not what I signed up for. What do you mean? He said, no, I meant what I said. I should have killed. Like, he said it with this face he got on in this picture right here. He said, I should have killed him. That's what I should. Instead of firing him, I should have killed him. He knew all my secrets. He knew where the bodies are buried. He done set me up, and now I can't get no money. He's like, it's all right. Bet. I'll burn this down before I see you with it. Before I see another hole with it, I'll burn it down. Tyra, was this scorched earth, and what is he going to do? Like, Russell's losing it. He's losing
it. George, you are in a very sad state. You are in a very sad state. I don't know where this is going to end up, but I don't see it ending well. It just seems like we're on a downward spiral this season. I don't want them coming through with the safety net like they did for Ada and Agnes. Like, oh, we're moving out. Oh, so long, farewell. Oh, girl, I thought we were poor. No, they got it back immediately.
Just
I
kidding.
really, just kidding. It's tee-hee. It was tee-hee real fast. Where is this going? I don't know. I think he's gonna really be set with the decisions that were made, not just business wise, but just family wise, because you have that situation with Gladys. You left my son for dead. Okay, you left Gladys for dead. You didn't give her a choice. You did that situation with how you've been raising your son to
Mhm.
where you would think there would be an expectation of, we're going to keep this in the family. My daddy needs me now. Let me share the wealth. No, he's going to try to take that opportunity for himself. And so like, well, I can't believe you could have given that. Yeah. Don't have that expectation now because you didn't set that for yourself or for your son. It's just not okay. So I just don't see this ending well for George Russell. And I don't see their relationship going well either. Like, what is marriage? What's happening over there with that wicked kitty cauldron cat? I don't think it's going to go well. I don't.
Lord, it's so bad. And that was the tell for me with Larry when he was like, "Well, what's in it for me?" And then
Yeah.
George like, "Oh, I see myself in you. I've raised you so well. You're just like me."
I'm
Like, oh
proud.
God, I'm so
I'm proud.
proud. I thought it was talking to me. Oh God, it stresses me out. I'm not going to go there with it. We'll see what happens because we know how George operates. And typically, I mean, up to this point, we've seen him with an extremely brilliant business mind. Here, he just seems like he's desperate and grasping for straws. And I don't like desperation doesn't look good on him. It doesn't look good. Now we're over here, child. And, we're finding out that Oscar is scheduled to have this huge meeting with this new prospective investor. He's made good on all the other investments with John Adams' money, right? Perfect situation. I can't believe we've gotten here. You're all good to go. And we have this really thoughtful and sweet conversation. Like, John, you've taught me so much. Like, you were literally my savior, my man, my man, my man. You held me down when no one else did. When my back was up against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were the love of my life. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm up, you up, we up. And it did, in hindsight, going back and rewatching this did feel like goodbye.
Yeah.
Oscar did get the opportunity to say everything that he would have ever needed to say in terms of appreciation. And then, of course, the runaway fruit cart, laying in the fruit
It
salad.
was a run by fruities.
It was a drive-by fruiting, absolutely. I just, again, we go from this very sentimental moment to this. All right, see you on Tuesday. What is that? Will you marry me? Like, it was
Hillary. Yes, Trevor. Hillary Banks. Yes, Trevor. Will you marry? Wow.
I mean, it's just bad. But so now we're here, and here's the question I have for you because we've kind of wrapped our emotions around it and wrapped our heads around what actually happened here. But now what? There is question around, did John make a way for Oscar in the event of his untimely death? John Adams was a thinker. He was a very integral gentleman, right? He had made a choice that he was going to live as a bachelor and not bring any woman into this. He was the wise counsel. He was the angel on Oscar's shoulder in every situation. And he was very wealthy in and of himself, right? They had been friends for years, friends, quote unquote. So, did he provide for Oscar? Is there going to be a windfall? And then also, my second question is, where does Oscar go from here? Does he descend into an abyss of grief and, wild, risky behavior? Or are we going to see him rise from the ashes like the phoenix? Talk to me.
Where do we even go with Oscar? It just feels like there's this dark. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have not seen the Robinson Family with that little gloomy little boy who grows up to be a supervillain with the little bald cap, the little bald man with his little cap with the little robots. That is Oscar. He even had a little cap on. Like, that is Oscar. Oscar, and I'm not even gonna say missing. He has those little dark circles, rings under his eyes. It's just very doom and gloom over there with Oscar. He just can't, like, the moment you try to have some nobility, the love of your life gets ran. It was a run by fruity. He gets ran over by a cart, by a horse. Like, it's just,
Wild horses.
I'm hoping for Oscar's sake that none of this is due to anything that he's done, and that run by fruity wasn't meant for him. That's all he needs. Like at
Where's
this point,
the nefarious intent? It was a hit.
because it was a hit. Because like Lord, why? You mean to tell me Oscar's luck is that bad? Really, Oscar? Who did you? And I can't even say who did you wrong because he was like plotting to ruin some woman's future, but we never actually did it. You know, what did Oscar do? What did I do that was so wrong? What did I do that was so bad? What did I do? I can't get anything. Like, oh my God. It's just so sad. And then he's just such an innocent person, like the last person that you want to get it. This is who it happens. How does Oscar go on? We're going to have him over there with Ada doing things in the memory of. And what does it even look like if we do go on and it's like, well, he left you X, Y, and Z. Well, why would he leave you all his fortunes, Oscar? Were you that close? Like, I don't know. I think it, opens other doors. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this is like, will Oscar like be out here living in his truth? Because never a day will I live in any closets or I'm gonna stand on who I am now. I think that this is gonna push Oscar's narrative and his character alone, get him out of that shell of, well, can I get an allowance? Are you guys gonna take care of me? What about me? I think he's gonna grow. I hate that this man had to die for him to grow. But this is where we are. This was very, very shocking.
It was. It was jump scare. It really, really was. I don't know. I'm torn because Oscar has just proven to be such a cad all of these seasons. I mean, I'm hoping for, full redemption and that he'll actually, I mean, if he gets the money, he'll have autonomy to live how he wants to live and be who he wants to be. But I fear he could also squander anything he gets. You know what I mean? It's like a 50-50. Like, what are you going to do? I think this grief is going to take him down. I feel like this was the only somebody, Tara, the only somebody who loved him. I do. And honestly, quiet as it's kept, who else going to love Oscar? Girl. What other man he gonna love him? You know what I mean? And not want him for something, but actually genuine. This man said, I love you from your hair follicles to your toenails. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was giving. John Adams loved little squeamish Oscar down.
Girl. And he always wanted him to be a better person than he actually was. Maybe now it'll come into fruition. I had to go on in glory for you to be a good person, Oscar, and living your truth and your purpose. I love that you guys know. See, they just meet the Robinsons. They know bowler hat guy. Go look up the bowler hat guy and tell me that's not Oscar reincarnated.
They saying Schleprock. Schleprock? I don't know who that is. Schleprock.
I don't know. That's bowler hat guy. Oscar is bowler hat guy. I don't care.
But y'all, any final thoughts on the episode, on episode 6, Tyra? Let the people know. And let the people know what we got going on this week.
Girl, a lot. Just this episode, it's going to be slow singing and flower bringing, child. Oscar ain't going to be no good to no one. He's gonna be girl, just down and out and down. Like it's just gonna be so bad. But coming up this week, y'all, it is a lot. All the links are up for these things, so if you are interested, please go and get those notifications on for those videos tomorrow on Tuesdays, because we do Game of Thrones on Tuesdays. I have never seen it, and we are starting season 4, and I'm ready to get all into that. That's going to be great, so join us for that. We will also be getting into The Summer I Turned Pretty. Ashley and I have binged The Summer I Turned Pretty, and when I tell you I got so much to say about that little heifer, I got so much to say. I got so much to say about that heifer and the boys. I got so much to say. Don't miss that. Put the notifications on for that. It's just so much. It's too much. Y'all know, and just like that, things that you guys have been here for. But put the notifications on for that and The Bachelor in Paradise. It's just going to be a good week in entertaining, okay? These things are not watch-alongs. We are trying to kind of combat some of the watch-along things and reactionary things and get back more into our wheelhouse to where we are having strategic discussions about shows, regardless if it's reality or not. It's going to be a kiki. Please don't miss any of it. If you enjoyed this here, we are very tame for Gilded. We mind our manners. Mind your ill manners. We mind our manners for Gilded Age because it's just not that show. But baby, with the stuff that's coming, the love after lockup of it all, the paradise of it all, it requires mess, and we're here to do that.
We absolutely are, you guys. So make sure, please, all 254 of you guys who are here tonight, please make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button, leave a comment after the video post. That helps us so, so much. And we will be back here Monday. 2 more Mondays, y'all. Only 2 more episodes, Tyra. What are we going to do without the Gilded Age?
We meant to ask at the top of the live. Please let us know what you're watching in the chat if we're missing anything. We do like to know what you guys are invested in, because a lot of the times what we feel like you're watching, you're not. You're not. So leave below your comments as far as just the show in general or your expectations for the next episode, but also leave what you're currently watching, because it could be a thing that we eventually talk about. We do consider everything here and everyone. And stand up and let yourself be counted. You said it's 250. Who? If you were just meeting us for the first time, or if you were here on a regular basis and you don't say nothing, say hey to us. We like to talk to people. Hi. Hello.
And don't forget the Discord. It's linked right above Tyra's head. If you guys want to be a part of the community where we really cut loose and watch a ton of stuff together as a family, head on over to the Discord. I promise it's a good time. It is a safe space. We have great mods and great community there. So thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for coming through. And we will see y'all next Monday. Same place, same time.